All right, everybody. You made it. We all made it on time for our scheduled departure. Everybody get in. Everybody get in. This simple fasting spacecraft about to take off. Here, I'll give you a hand. We're getting in. Everybody get seated. Buckle up. Time to go. It's Friday. All right. Our launch sequence is initiated. We are on a journey together. Here we go. Heading to the space station. Hang on. I got my fasting stone. That's what I hang on to. This is like initiating fasting. You're getting into a fasting space. I describe it like a roller coaster. It's like the launch sequence. Hang on, get through it. You know, the body is coming back into balance. We're letting go of everything that is no longer serving us. Detach for a little bit. And that helps us fly out into some space, some actual beautiful space. Space in the body. Here we are, we made it. Out in the orbit. This is fasting space now. We use the metaphor on the channel a lot of a sailboat, about sailing, letting the wind carry us. Now we got another metaphor, floating through space. Floating through space together toward weight loss and better health. Gonna definitely give us some space today. Try to open our mind, get to a bigger vantage point. That's what we're seeing here. Over the last couple days on the sessions we've done, we've talked about finding meaning, zooming out, looking at the big picture. Like we see the big picture here from this vantage point. I can see my house from here. Giving things some space on a Friday. How are you doing at the end of this week? We're gearing up for the holiday, the home stretch of 2025. Sailing through the holiday season. I'm just bringing up and looking to recap our week. Getting ready for the breakthrough. That's where we started out this week. That's our 2026. From up here, you say this vantage point, we look at this. We look at the big picture. Say 26, just on the horizon. Build up some great energy for that. Getting ready for the breakthrough. And then we did that session that I loved, Everything Matters. That was an inspiring sort of session for me to look at. So we saw the sun coming across that beautiful frozen lake. Thinking about the sun and the trees. Our connection to this planet, that started giving me this idea for today. Breaking out or breaking in. We did. Getting at the energy, that's what we're looking for. Getting at the energy that's in our cells, a fasting space helping us to do it. open up some space in the body. We're floating through space. Like we lose weight in space. We're really doing it today. We are losing weight in space. We're floating up here in our space station, giving us this incredible metaphor. We open up space in our life. Like no gravity up here in space, right? We're floating. When we open up a space in our life, it's like taking the pressure off. Do you see that? This is what we want to do, everything. Take the pressure off. Take a deep breath. Open up the space. Bring down the stress. That is what is helping us break into the cell. Get all the hormonal barriers out of the way. The insulin that is saying, don't access this energy now. Use the food. That's what insulin is saying. So we give the body that space without that food. Insulin goes, it's all right. I'll take a little break. Now that energy is available. We're making energy available to ourselves. And then in that space, then we can reflect. We open up that space. We can think deeply. That's what the session was yesterday. Try to really think deeply about what we eat. Dive in. We've done a couple of those sessions where whether it's a squash or it's a chicken, we've done some food-specific things. Really think about if everything matters. That was kind of the big theme of the week for me. If everything matters, how do we think deeply about it? Build gratitude and intention and thoughtfulness so that everything that we're doing can be aligned. Help us float down our path toward our goal. And then we're wrapping that all together here at the end of the week at the space station. Love it. Space station be a place to center ourselves. Taking a little moment here as we're heading in, kind of the beginning of a holiday weekend. Maybe people already traveling, people already getting ready for next week. Take a moment here in this space. Bring things down right here, the present moment. Take some deep breaths. Any stress that's coming in, any tension you're feeling, saying just release that off into the space. Like we saw that booster rocket disengage, right? Just let it go. Float out a little quote for us. Float it out in space today to center ourselves. Check this out. To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders. Lao Tzu. Floating out in space, looking down at the earth. Doesn't this quote even just feel so much bigger? It's like we're out in the universe now. See, we get out of our head a little bit. We get out in space a little bit. Bigger perspective. The whole universe surrenders to a mind that is still. I think, man, if the whole universe can surrender to the still mind, then how much can that help us in our individual life? The path of health that we are trying to walk across our life and then bringing it down in this very day. We have a step that we can take today, a step toward better health, a step toward wellness and wholeness. We can choose right now in this moment to take the actions in this day that will bring health and wholeness to this day. Like we've said throughout this week, we all have different situations. We all have unique obstacles that we're trying to overcome, but we have a lot of the same tools. A lot of what we're trying to do here, build out our toolkit so that we can approach the obstacles that we face, overcome them. It's a meditation space, a journaling space, a fasting space, all of these flowing together. The healthy food choices, the healthy movement choices, moving our body through this beautiful world, taking advantage of every opportunity that we have. Putting only the most healthy, nourishing food into it, so thoughtfully, bringing every bit of mindfulness into each of these decisions. Take a minute with me here right now. Think about the rest of this day, wherever you're at with it. We got our schedule, you got your calendar, you know what is happening. What is the perfect way to flow through that space? What does the ideal path look like? Picture yourself taking those steps today. Picture the powerful mindset that you're developing, that you're taking to it to approach any difficulties that you know are coming. See yourself moving gracefully and gently through them. See the difficulty, surrendering for that. You don't even have to fight it. You don't have to struggle against it because it surrenders. Floating in space, I think in the future going to be a beautiful space, the future and the present, to bring a thoughtful reflection space. Bring any questions you have. Bring any difficulty that you're having walking the path into an open space like this. We'll move toward it together. Question came in yesterday, during the chat yesterday. I'm new to fasting and I start leaning into it. I feel hungry at night. Maybe even wake up hungry. Is that normal? Just tell people, yeah, hey, that is totally normal. That's my experience doing it. It's the experience of many people. I was reflecting after the session yesterday. What is exactly going on in that space? One of the big things you'll hear me talk about a lot, hunger is based on patterns. The more you look into it, the more you see it in your life, right? We tend to get hungry when the body is used to eating. It's like lunch is coming, we tend to get hungry around lunch. Dinner is coming. Tend to get hungry around dinner. Tend to get hungry around times when we have snacks. This is the great paradox of fasting, is that as we contain our eating, we put it in its place, the body can adapt to that and actually get into a habit of shutting down our digestive system and realize, hey, we aren't going to need this now. When we're eating all the time, hunger hormones always flowing, we can end up in a state where we always are feeling, might need to eat something. It's a very difficult space to be in because then we always are having a draw on our mental capital, always having to choose a healthy choice. A lot of energy flowing into the body. If we're consuming on a consistent basis, energy flowing in, hard to balance that out. Have to do so much work to balance it out. Fasting helping to bring that into balance, bring that down into a more manageable space. Opening the space to allow the energy to flow out. Many people experience, as you get in a routine with something, comes to feel more normal. Hunger becomes less over time. So the first times you're adjusting to something like that, pretty much always the most difficult, especially when you don't know, oh, how is this exactly going to shake out? Not exactly clear. Don't have history with it. That's why fasting is a practice, something that you build out and get stronger at over time. You gain experience with it. You have a history with it. You understand. Oh, and you see the progression of it because as you practice and you feel the body getting stronger, it'll get easier over time. I never say fasting easy to start. If it is, don't fight it, of course, but most people's experience. Changing anything is difficult. Changing how we eat, very difficult, because as we've seen in these sessions that we're doing, fasting is a deep emotional space. It's physical open space for the body without food, giving the body the opportunity to access energy within it. If it's not used to doing that, okay, it's like, whoa, we're not ready. That's why we got to be very gentle with it. And fasting sitting at the intersection, open physical space in the body, open emotional space, taking away the crutch of food that we use to distract ourselves from many different types of emotions. Okay, so we have that open space. You're starting to do it. We recognize this. Then many people will experience, oh, but now I am hungry at night. What if I even wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning? Say, I'm hungry now. I was thinking about this over the day. I think there could be some really interesting research done to tease some of this apart. How do the actual cognitive centers work that control our patterns? One reflection I was having, there might be a counter. Now, this is just speculation. There might be some type of counter in there that is also counting the number of times that we eat. Where usually a person that eats this many times in a day, how many times do we have to be turning this whole system on? And when we start cutting that back, I do wonder, while we're sleeping, if there's a reconciliation that is happening, and is it triggering some sort of process. Says, hey, normally we eat 5 times, but we only got 2. Like, does it trigger something a little twitchy in there? Hasn't quite calmed down. People definitely experience something like that. Because even when we're cutting back, then you might experience that flaring up a little bit. And then we flow through that space. We use the same practices, during the day that would help us get through that space. Same practices at night. The same breathing, the same mental practices. The same fasting aids. So I have the fasting aids video. The same grace with ourselves. So of course, late eating, here's a situation that'll often arise, especially if you're trying to open up a bigger fasting space. Especially you're trying to fast in the evening, like we've said on the channel, and the very most difficult things to learn to do, because try going to bed hungry. It can be very difficult if you're feeling that, if you're used to it. Not a place we're used to experiencing, hopefully. Just like we did with our rocket launch, right? Hunger comes in a wave. We hang on. We use every tool that we have. We make it through it. It will pass. But it can feel more intense at night because every other distraction is gone. You're trying to sleep. The sun has gone down. We're not doing anything else. No screens, no books, no conversations, nothing else to do. Just lying there with ourselves in our thoughts. Then we're so much more aware of it. That's why it can feel more intense. That's why getting snacking out, a bedtime snack, late eating can be so difficult. More awareness being brought into it. That's the connection with our emotional state of it. So what I tell people, of course, you don't want to start any sort of habit of late eating. But to get through a space, I always tell people, if you are in an unpleasant space, you're just starting to learn fasting, you knocked out some amount of eating in your day, and now you can't sleep. Like, having some fasting aid, having a snack at that point, it's not a problem. Look at it as a crutch. Look at it as a training aid, and take the same process to it that you would take during the day. You wake up at 2 a.m. Say, well, can you breathe through it? Can you get back to sleep? What if you can't? Okay, can you use a fasting aid? Can you have an herbal tea? Something like a chamomile. It's like real peaceful, gonna help give you some hydration. It's gonna quench a lot of hunger. We can quench with a liquid. Do some gentle movement. Kind of reset. Maybe you can get through it without eating anything. What if there's a little snack? Help calm that down. You don't want to start a habit of that, but then you say, okay, one night you got up, you did it, then you felt better, you got back to sleep. It's okay. The next time you try again. This is the practice. I did that many times. The first time I tried to fast through at dinner, open up that space, I would wake up at night. Not enough strength in my mind at that time or experience. Say, I'm just going to eat something now. I did that a couple times, and then eventually I slept through the night after a couple times, and then it was kind of gone. That was my experience. You just work at something. Give it space. Give it grace. That's the way to approach it. Use it as an opportunity to reflect. That's what I would say. What is the experience I'm having? Why am I having it? The quiet of the night, that sort of space, can be very powerful. All the distractions gone. Really a space to dig into the emotions of it. And then do some visioning. What does it look like to take this obstacle that I'm experiencing right now and turn it into something positive? So some of the biggest breakthroughs I've had with people, that people have had, that when we're walking through a process, to reframe an experience from a struggle into an opportunity. Especially with a hunger experience. That's where I'm going here now. Hunger experience is happening. Say, we wish it wasn't, but then it's here. Say, this is something that I've struggled with for a long time. This is an opportunity. That feeling in the body. Say, hey, when I'm feeling this way, look at what this is. This is an opportunity to see things differently. Especially if you're trying to walk down a weight loss path. This feeling of hunger, it has felt like a nemesis. It has felt like an adversary. It's a normal process of the body. You don't have to fear it. This is the feeling of the body coming back into balance. We go through that process, going through that process like a door that we're walking that is opening up a path to weight loss. Little uncertainty walking through that door can be some discomfort. Absolutely there can. To do it. You never have to do it. Of course, fasting a voluntary process. Anytime you want to put it to an end, you can do it. Step through that space, you say, that's enough for today. But then the practice, seeing it that way, walking through a door, heading down the path. The more times we practice that, the more we get to know it, the more we can start to see it not as an adversary, but as a partner. Say, I've been here before. This is what happens. Can step through it. This is what it feels like for my body to say, hey, are we shifting over? Are we flipping that switch over now? Out of this food burning space into the fasting space. Got to go through that ride on the rocket to get up into space. Kind of feel, the rocket, you feel it shaking. We feel that in the body. We're heading toward a fasting space. Feels a little uncertain. Are we going to get there? Is everything going to be okay? But have you experienced that? You flowed through a hunger wave. The rocket launched. But then you got to a place like this. Then we're in orbit. Just floating through the space. That's the goal. The goal with the entire process. Find stillness. Find peace and contentment. Peace and contentment without food is possible. Have you experienced it? If you've experienced it, then you have a blueprint. You can see it. If you haven't experienced it, then it's an aspirational goal and a vision to look toward. A space of peace and contentment without food, like floating in orbit. The engines aren't firing anymore. Means like no more work to be done. I say let fasting do the work. I'm a big exerciser. I love exercising. I tell everybody be as active as you comfortably want to be. But if you're trying to lose weight, I say focus in on a fasting space first, because that's what takes the pressure off. We don't have to burn through all the food that we'd continue eating before we start getting into the energy reserves. We say we're going to let fasting do some work. We're going to float through this space for a while. All our bodily system's going to keep running. That always needs energy. Say, let the body work. Let the body open that space. And then as you're feeling that flow, as you're feeling that space, then we add in the gentle movement to it. It can be so empowering. Fasting space, if you're not used to it, the hardest place to exercise absolutely can be. That's why we are so gentle with it. We ease toward it and we build strength with it. Also, the most powerful weight loss space. Pretty much the most powerful exercise space, just anyway, when you realize I'm not dependent on this food. Can shut down the whole digestive system, all the blood flow available, heading out to the muscles. Every bit of our energy and being focused, ready to work. Very powerful exercise space. But also, this is the paradox. So many paradoxes in fasting. Powerful space, gentle space. Space that you can flow through. This is what we want, most of all. I'm just letting the sounds flow through this space. Take a moment and bring stillness to the mind. We've centered ourselves in this space. I hope these thoughts in this space helped you get out of the hustle. When we're down on the ground, we're in the midst of it. Stress and pressure in a season. Anytime you want, flow back into a space like this. Launch yourself out into orbit for a little bit. Get some broader perspective and just see, despite all the difficulty that is happening, the obstacles we're faced, look, the world is still turning. The sun is still shining. There's still light in the midst of darkness. The new day is coming. Everything is new, a new opportunity to move toward health and wholeness together. It's been a great week of thinking. Appreciate all the thoughts that you've shared over the week. Wish you the very best in the rest of this day, in this weekend to come. If you have found your way into this space, also on the replay, say hi in the comments, share thoughts and observations. Be happy to communicate with you and have a chat with you in the future. I will bring us back. We'll land back on our, use our transporter, bring us back down to reality here on Earth, okay? Really nice to share this space with you. I will see you again next week. Have a good day, everybody.